What's up, guys? It's Dave here. I'm just going to speak to you guys a bit about PG and how I go about prepping to fish PG. It's very important to do a whole big prep before you go on a big kayak mission, especially fishing a place like PG when there's so many different species you can target and there's so many different ways that you can get stuck into these fish. But first, I'm going to start off with where to launch and what the launch is like, what to look out for when you get there. So I mainly launch by the Nanoti side, because there are two launch sites. There's one just a bit towards Nanoti, which is you kind of come on a farm road to get there, and that's where I normally go to. I've never actually launched at the other one, but I know you can launch at Princess Grant itself. There's a road that goes round Princess Grant on the outside, or you can get a code and you can go inside, and then you get stuck into that launch, which I know from what I've heard is about the same as Nanoti except the less rocks. So it's probably a bit of a better option. Whereas Nanoti, when you get there, yeah, try go there at the high tide, because if you go there at low tide, there really are rocks on your left, on your right, huge set of rocks on your right. There's a sandbank, there's flipping everything. So I preferably go there only at high tide if I can, and when the swell's not bigger than 1.5, because I've been there when it is over 1.5, and trust me, you never want to give that a crack ever again. It makes some of those other big spots look like it's very small. So yeah, definitely watch out for those rocks when you get out there. And then when you're out there, you kind of have two options. You can either go for snook if it's kind of more of the wintry months. I like to go for a bit of snook in the beginning, because the snook are normally around. You can go either direction from either launch site, and it pays off well. But I mean, everyone goes to PG for that croc cutter, and I mean, why wouldn't you? Because there are so many around there. So if you have good quality dead baits, if you have your wallers, your bonnies, your good sized mackerel, nice fresh mackerel, makes such a difference having fresh bait. It really does. If you got bait that's been sitting in your freezer for a month and then you caught bait yesterday that you froze yourself, it makes a huge difference. Definitely worth having fresh bait for places like that. And then just go straight for kuda. That's what I'd normally do. The kuda marks are pretty much straight off the launch site, in front of Nanoti. There's like a little rock structure on your right, and straight off there in about 25 meters of water, you're in good water instantly. There's a pinnacle there and there's a drop off. Better success going in that direction than going the south side. But the south side also does produce some very good fish. So definitely don't be scared to fish in the bush. I for one, I love fishing in the bush, because I know there's a huge stretch of reach and it's pointless just hitting the same marks as everyone else, because the fish aren't always there. They are game fish, they move around. They like to hunt on the edges of the drop-offs and things like that. So definitely go hunting for that. And then these are just a couple of traces that I use. This is a dead bonnie trace with blood wire. As you can see, it's been a bit mangled. Got a croc or two. So yeah, that's a nice dead bait for bonnie. Here's a live bonnie. Definitely have a live bonnie one rigged with you when you go. And those live bonnies, I mean, just normal bonnies, love to bust all over the place there. PG, really worth taking like a little fly or a spoon, like a little twisty that you'd have for snook, and trying to get hold of one of those things and pin it out, because that's the bait for a croc. Then a little wallet trace. This is a bit of an unfinished one. I'm missing one hook, but yeah, no baits for my nice number 4 trebles. Not too big for the wallet, just because it's quite a skinny profile fish. So you don't want to have such big hooks and they stick out. It looks a bit weird. Don't really enjoy that. And then obviously live bait. I don't normally go for live bait there. There is a live bait mark right in front of the launch site, in front of Princess Grant, but I don't go there. I normally just go straight to dead baits for kuda. And then this is a little livey trace. Always take my double singles. It's so nice fishing with these double singles, because when you do get that hook up, it hooks up so hectically that these hooks are in the corner of the mouth and you can pull so hard, and it makes such a difference when the sharks are around. You can get your fish up to the ski, you can get your crocs up in 10 minutes and things like that. It makes a big difference to having to battle that fish for 15-20 minutes, and then you get taxed, and no one likes getting taxed. I mean, that's the worst thing. And then this is how I do like my dead mackerel trace with double singles. Yeah, so you just stick that in the skin and you put a little toothpick in there, keeps it nice and proud. Yeah, and same thing as the other one, it's just for the hookup really. Then here's just one with a bigger chin weight, and yeah, with trebles. And then with the casting lure side, I'm huge into my slow pitch jig. It's the only thing that will ever be rigged on my light rod because it just catches everything. This is how I like to rig my slow pitch jig. So this is steel core Dacron, just a Puka 10 BKK hook. Same on the bottom, just a split ring and swivel. And then just a short piece of steel, just longer than the trace. It's green chartreuse kind of color works best. For some reason the fish just like it there when it's dirty. Don't be scared to fish it when it's dirty. The big fish are around when it's dirty. You get less pulls, sure, but when you do get that pull, it's big. And then there are lots of tuna that come through busting. So either have a popper rigged. I haven't thrown a popper in months. As you can see, it took me a while to actually dig that thing out. But this is what I have locked and loaded every single time I go out. Fish inkler. As you can see, it's been flipping beaten up and bruised by a good couple tuna. Loop knotted on. I finally get a wonderful action, and you can still pull incredibly hard. As you can see, mine's locked and loaded to go fishing yet again. So yeah, those are kind of some of the tips that I have for fishing PG. And obviously you got to take into account your wind direction, and if you can, your current direction, and then you fish appropriately. If it's like a northeaster with a north-south current, I like to fish more on the naughty side because the fish normally hold on the top side there. Then if it's the other way around, I'll go a bit south and fish from the southern side. But yeah, guys, there's some crocs out there to get caught. I hope you guys can get stuck in and get some. I hope my tips have helped you just a little bit and maybe got you on the right track to go and get your absolute croc, maybe your PB fish. But yeah, guys, good luck. I hope you have a good one.